Hey everybody, John the Editor here, obviously. And as you are probably aware, there is in Canada, in the United States, in the Western world, a growing and escalating and accelerating problem of false accusations of sexual assault and rape and sexual misconduct and some form of sexual predation. There's this growing trend of fraudulent and phony accusations, in many cases organized in advance, brigaded. You get multiple accusers coming out of the woodwork, or you get one accuser and then you get a whole lot of Me Too's, because there's so much status to be gained by being a victim, right? And on the 8th of April this month, there was a panel in Canada, including Christy Blatchford and a lawyer named David Butt and a couple of other people, talking about, in the wake of the Ghomeshi trial, talking about suggestions for a reform to the court system, because the feminists say, well, the not guilty verdict for Ghomeshi proves that the system is broken and we need a new system. What fucking nonsense. But they are talking about it, and there's a huge amount of political pressure to create a new system. And one of the things that David Butt talked about was moving sexual assault cases out of the criminal court and into the civil court. And this has presents a few problems in my view. Notably, that unlike in criminal court, the prosecution in a civil court does not have to provide to the defense the evidence that they have. They can surprise you with it. In other words, you can go into a court case in a matter of sexual assault, which is right now a crime, a criminal matter. They want to move it into civil court, and you can go in not even knowing what kind of an argument they're throwing at you for a matter as serious and deadly as sexual assault. That's a massive problem. Number two, the standard of proof is far, far lower. So you can be found guilty only on a probability that it happened, not on overwhelming evidence that it happened. So the standard for reasonable doubt is out. Now it's just, it might have happened, guilty, right? And because in a civil court they don't sentence you to a criminal sentence, they don't go to jail, it's generally in pursuit of a monetary reward. We are now incentivizing with a monetary reward more of the problem that we have now, which is this growing rash of epidemic of spreading like wildfire culture of false allegations. And David Butt wants to put himself at the center of this and make a name for himself. Now, if you're wondering who David Butt is, he represented Sarah Dunsworth in the John Ghomeshi trial. Sarah Dunsworth is Lucy Ducouter's buddy, who was a co-star with her on the Trailer Park Boys, and who came in to back up Lucy as like a co-witness. Like, yes, all this stuff happened. I saw it happen. But Marie Henein showed in court that she had arranged with Lucy to provide an alibi, to provide backup, and there were text messages shown that they had conspired in advance to come up with this story. I mean, like, it was so discrediting. It was clearly a fucking conspiracy to fabricate a witness. And David Butt was the lawyer for that witness. Weasel, I think is what I called him. Legal Weasel, David Butt. If this happens, it's the end of civil relationships between men and women, because we're incentivizing with a monetary reward an existing epidemic of false allegations that exists without there ever even being a monetary reward at this point, while it's a criminal matter. David Butt, remember that name. This is the guy who wants to take criminal allegations of sexual assault out of criminal court, put them into civil court, where the standard is lower for proof, and there's a reward in money for making an allegation. You think there's an epidemic right now of false allegations? Oh, you just wait. You just wait. You haven't seen anything yet. Now, since we're talking in the media about changes to the legal system and changes in the way that sexual assault is handled legally and reported on, I have a suggestion for a change of my own. Remove anonymity from the accuser. Make it so that you cannot shoot from behind cover at a person. So you cannot organize in secret and then brigade them and then hide your identity. How can justice be done? Justice in a criminal matter, and I agree that sexual assault is a very extremely serious matter. How can we have justice when you can accuse somebody from behind the cover of anonymity while the accused is out in public view? Remove anonymity from the accuser and apply a very, very serious criminal penalty for those shown to be making a consciously and maliciously false accusation. That's my suggestion. It goes in the opposite direction from Mr. David Butts. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day.